Thanks for arriving. Yin Yoga with Roham. We're going to need a couple pillows, blocks, and strap is always good to have handy. Do as much or as little as you want during the class. You're going to get benefits no matter what. Starting in a comfortable seated position, whatever that may be to you. We're going to try to find a little bit of straight back, drawing the shoulders up. Inhaling, shoulders back, exhale, shoulders down. We'll start with just some calm, mindful breathing. Take a deep breath. Feel the shoulders rise. And on the exhale, find some relaxation in the shoulders. Inhale, length into your spine. Exhale, relaxation into your hips. Feel the lungs beyond capacity and soften the jaw on the exhale. Creating a bit of a sound at the back of the throat called Ujjayi breathing. Beginning to focus on that sound. The more that you focus on that sound, the less your mind wanders. The less that the mind wanders, the more present you'll be. As we move and breathe to a place of feeling. We'll start in a standing position. Come on up. First posture will be a simple forward fold. Feet hip width apart, maybe a little bit wider if you want. Take hold of your elbows, bend the knees slightly, and relax the neck. We're going to be here for about 3 minutes. Begin by taking one really deep breath, more air than you would think is necessary. And relax on the exhale. If you've got tight hamstrings, your low back injured, you're going to be just bending the knees like this, placing the elbows upon the knees and releasing the fingers. Instead of collapsing in the shoulders, see if you can create some space between those shoulder blades. At the same time, keep those shoulder blades and shoulders away from your ears. This will allow some resting of the belly near the thighs, relaxing of the hamstrings and less pressure on your back. For those that have been practicing for quite a while, might be able to not have to put the elbows onto the knees at all. That's fine. You might sway a little bit left and right. And sway a little bit forward and back. Utilize that Ujjayi breath. And the exhale, relaxation. Listen to your body at all times. These postures are a little long. At any time you want to back out a little early, do so carefully. Back out early.
You'll still get all the benefits by attempting the posture even for just a short period of time. We'll be concentrating on hips and hamstrings today. Mobility in the hips will alleviate some knee problems or knee pressure, as well as some more mobility in the ankles, also helping with any knee problems you might be having. When you're ready, the next posture is child's pose for about 3 minutes. If you need, you're going to set up those pillows early. Knees hip width apart, or sorry, mat width apart. Get the toes to touch if you like. Just relax your hips towards your heels and forehead to the floor. Full lungs inhale and exhale relaxation. I always like to roll my forehead a couple times, wiping away anything. Bit of a reset if you need. Exhaling your hips towards your heels. Getting space between your 10 fingers, so staying active within your hands. Ocean wave sound at the back of the throat. This is a bit of a hip compression, just slowing the blood in the lower extremities. Walk your hands to the top of the mat. Relax your hips back towards your heels. Active hands, spread those fingers. Never get lazy with your hands. So the next 2 inhales to walk your hands towards the top right side of the mat. Breathe into the right side. Inhale, expand the rib cage. Exhale, relax the right hip towards the right heel. Slowly walk those hands over to the top left corner of the room or mat. Inhale, balloon the left ribs. Exhale your left hip towards the left heel. Inhale, spread those fingers apart. Exhale, relax the jaw. If you ever need knee protection, extra blanket under the knees helps, or moving your mat down horizontally from your body. Perpendicular. Slowly back to the center. Slowly walk yourself up. Take your time. Breathing as you move. Next up is
Yin. We're going to move into frog. Getting 2 pillows ready or 2 blocks. You can double up your mat on either side. Knees on that doubled mat, toes point outwards. Trying to line your hip up to your knees. So this is going to be one straight line. You don't want to be here or here. Okay. Now, if your hip is above your knee, that might allow you the opportunity to move your knees a little wider. Next, you'll get down to the elbows and have some support underneath you. We'll just spend a few minutes here. Make sure that your shins are parallel with your body. You can decrease the pressure by leaning forward a little like this. You can increase the pressure by leaning back just a little bit, pressing the hips towards the heels. You also have the option, if you don't think you can get your knees any wider, you can put some pressure on the right big toe and lift your right knee to the right just a little bit more. You can do that on the left too. Push your left big toe mound into the mat and then move your left knee to the left just a little bit. Soft jaw, deep breathing. A great low back release would be to have these pillows directly underneath the pelvis. Trying to neither camel nor cow your back, nice straight spine. If you can get lower, you can get lower, but keep that spine straight. Now that you've been here for a little time, maybe you can go more deep. Jai breathing, so always make the sound at the back of the throat. And focus full lung breathing, work in your lung capacity and lung elasticity. When you're ready to get out, as a bit of a belly flop, straighten your legs out behind you. Take a moment here. That was a lot of work on the hips. Move those pillows off to the side. Next, we'll do a bit of wall work. So I want you to find a space of a wall. You want to have a bit of room to both of your sides, to the right and the left. So try not to be too close to a corner. Okay, so you're on your right side.
Right hip close to the wall. I'm going to slide the legs up the wall. Just take a moment here. If you have tight hamstrings, your hips might be a little further away from the wall. External rotation of those feet. This is great for allowing the blood to come out from the feet, joining the rest of the body, releasing those swollen feet. I should have mentioned we want this mat facing the wall folded in half, and that's going to offer a bit more support. So if you didn't already set your mat up like that, we're just going to lay ourselves to the right. Use our left hand or our right hand to help us up. Just offering a bit more support for your neck and low back. There you go. Feet just about hip width apart or a little more. External rotation of the femurs. We'll start with simple splits. So allowing those heels to move to opposite sides of the wall. Just take some time here. Breathing into that hamstring. Relaxing the shoulders. Just you and your breath. Even the sensations. You and letting go, being present. Use your hands slowly to bring your legs back up to the center. Take a moment. External rotation of the right foot.
Inhale. And then exhale, allow that heel to slide down the wall. So we're working to the right a little bit. Next, take a moment. If your foot does touch the floor, your toes would touch ahead of the heels with that external rotation of the femur. Try and keep your left hip on the floor still, so not letting that left hip ride up. Next, you can place the sole of the left foot flat to the wall. Nothing else really moving. And then you can external rotation, exposing the sole of the left foot. Just spend a minute here or less. Getting back into your breath, feeling the relaxation on the exhales. Your hand can always be there for support. You can also set a block underneath this right leg. Backing out early is another option. Set up for the other side. So we place that left foot flat to the wall again. And straighten the left leg up the wall. And you can use your hand, again, helping bring that right leg back up. Perfect. External rotation of the left foot femur. Inhale full lungs. Exhale on your way down. Take a moment here. Make sure your right hip doesn't ride up the wall. Bend your right knee. Sole of the foot flat to the wall. External rotation of the right foot. When you're ready, sole of that right foot back. Straighten the right leg using that exhale. Inhale. Left leg back. Take a moment. Once you move 6 inches away from the wall, setting up what we call frog on wall. So I'm going to straighten out my mat. Frog on wall.
So for frog on the wall, we did already frog on the floor. Frog on the wall, we want to make sure our shins are parallel to the floor. And again, our knees are in line with our hips. Bit of an external rotation of the feet. You can make this harder by widening the stance and moving further away from the wall, but only knees in line with hips, so you're lining your shin distance away from wall. Heels, knee height. Also heels in line with the knees. Take a few breaths here. From this posture, not much has to change for a happy baby. Just grabbing of the feet. Shoulders stay down. Might just be able to grab a hold of the shins. That's fine. It's natural your tailbone and sacrum. When you're ready, you're going to slowly release your feet down. If you haven't already straightened your mat out, go ahead. And we'll move back on the mat a little bit. Both knees bent. Cactus arms. Feet hip width apart. Inhale. Exhale, knees to the right. If this isn't enough, some of us might place ankle on knee. If this is too much, you place a block between the knees and underneath the knee. Straighten your left arm. Place your right hand on your left ribs. Breathe into your right hand. Feel the stretch out the outside of the left hip flexor. All the way to the left armpit.
Inhale the knees back up nice and slow, cactus arms. Switch. So either your feet stay hip width apart, lay them down to the left. Some of us want that outside left ankle to the outside of the right knee. Enjoy the stretch down the right hip flexor all the way to the right armpit. Straightening that right arm first. Placing the left hand on the rib cage. You set up a block between the knees or underneath the left or right knee. Shoulders stay down. Cactus arms first. Inhale the knees back. And kind of windshield wipe with the knees a little bit. Great job today. Give the knees a hug. Setting up file Shavasana. Heels mat width apart or wider. Arms non-contact with the body. Be honest with yourself. Bending the knees a little bit will release some of that low back pressure. Then go ahead, bend those knees. Letting go of not just your practice, but also all the effort it took to get on your mat. Letting go of any attachments you have to the class or anything you had to modify or skip. Your fingers and toes, inhaling into a giant morning stretch. Exhaling to your right side. Use your left hand, help yourself up. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.